Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my Roosters 2021 season review. I'm sorry that it's taken so long, along with other videos. I've just, January's been very busy for me. I started a new job, so I've been working there pretty much, all week. So I haven't had time to get down to the fields to record videos and stuff like that. But, I've got a few free days today, so hopefully I can do a bit of recording, get some videos prepared for, the coming week or two. And that's going to start with this Roosters review. So, like the last few, I'm not going to read the stats. You can see them there or there. I'm pretty sure they're there. Honestly, their stats across the board, relatively, expected for a team of, the Roosters caliber. Right. The big one is the completion rate, which was 75.3%. Which was the worst in the league. Right? And so the fact that they could have the worst completion rate in the comp, but still be competing for the top four, genuinely, because they finished fifth, wasn't it? Yeah, fifth. Right? So the fact that they could have such a bad completion rate, worst in the league, but still be competing for the top four, just shows the caliber of, team that the Roosters are, right? They're incredible. They're amazing. Right? The 117 tries, 82, 117 tries scored, 82 exceeded, expected for a team in the top 8, especially in the top 5, compete for that top 4. 217 offloads average for a team this year. Right? Just under 50% possession, and, that goes back to their poor completion rate. Right? But yeah, stats-wise, it makes sense they finished where they did. And, it's just a testament to how good a squad they have and how good, some of the players are and how good the first individual we're going to talk about is, and that's Trent Robinson. All right? So, if the Roosters carry on the way they are for the next maybe 5 years, where they're constantly competing for the top 4, maybe they win 1 or 2 more premierships, which I genuinely think they can do with the talent pool that they have and the squad depth that they have. Robbo's name at this early on in his career goes into contention as one of the best coaches of all time. Because he's already won 3 premierships with the Roosters, I think? 3 grand finals? Something like that. It's 2 first place finishes, 2 grand finals, 3 grand finals, something like that. So, and he's only been coaching for in the grand scheme of things, not that long. So, if he can, I know there's all the jokes about, the Roosters sombrero and all this and how they can just afford anyone and everything. But at the end of the day, Trent Robinson is a fantastic coach and he's also an excellent negotiator. There are some players, a perfect example, what's his name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I can't think of it, but there was a player that they signed. Was it Momirovski for this season? Where Momirovski had an offer from somewhere else for, more money. A lot more money, but he went to the Roosters because, they're just that good a team, and Trent Robinson has shown he is a good coach. Right? And players will willingly go to teams where they will win competitions, so... Yeah, Trent Robinson, I think, fantastic coach. I think he was unlucky this year with injuries to key players, especially Luke Keary. Right? That was a big one for them, but yeah, Trent Robinson, fantastic coach. If they can keep up this level and be a top 4 side where they're, competing for grand finals for the next 4 or 5 years again, then yeah, it has to be discussed if Trent Robinson is one of the best coaches of all time. Genuinely, it does need to be discussed. All right. Next player, Joseph MANU. A freak. Absolutely incredible player. You can play him anywhere. You can play him a fullback, center, wing, 5'8". He's a freak. And again, he's another player that, it shows the pulling power of Trent Robinson. I'm pretty sure the Warriors went in for MANU with, a massive contract. More than what the Roosters offered him. But, he re-signed with the Roosters. And that's just, again, a testament to Robbo. It's a testament to the Roosters as a club, how they run, all this sort of stuff, right? But yeah, Joseph MANU, there's really not much to say. He's a phenomenal player. There were times this season where they were down on their luck, they were struggling, and he genuinely, put the team on his back and carried them and, you know, brought their momentum back to, you know, winning a game. So, yeah, Joseph Manu, incredible player, insane player. There's really not much else to say just yet. Incredible player. All right, next is Rookie of the Year. I'm pretty sure he's Rookie of the Year. Sam Walker. Fantastic young talent. How the Broncos let him go, I don't understand, especially when halves are their biggest problem. Like, you know, you had a talent like Sam Walker in the ranks, and they just let him go. I'm pretty sure it was at the Broncos, if I remember correctly. It was like Sam Walker and Reece Walsh were both in the Broncos system, and they let them both go or something like that. But anyway, yeah, Sam Walker, freak of a player. Once he matures a little bit and masters his craft, you know, superstar, future superstar of the game. Like, you know, top 3 halves in the competition. Like, 100%. He's talented. Like, some of the stuff he did this season as a debutant, where he would just get the ball, like, you know, just whip out a 2-3 man cutout. You know, like, there are some experienced halves in the game that wouldn't have the balls to do that, right? And, you know, not even just the balls to do it, but actually pull it off, right? And, you know, he did. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there are obviously times where he messed up and he screwed up. But again, you know, he's 19, something like, you know, 19-20-year-old. He's going to make mistakes. And the fact that he is, at the moment in his career already, so composed, like, it's scary to think of the level he will get to at some point, right? He is, phenomenal talent, incredible player. And, yeah, he has a very bright future in NRL, let's put it that way, right? Excuse me. Next, Victor Radley, Victor the Inflictor. Again, another just incredible player. Like, you know, you can say this about all the Roosters players, right? But yeah, another incredible player. When he got suspended, I think there were a couple times where the decisions on him were a bit soft. I think his reputation in the game costs him. Like, you know, there'll be a hit or something that, you know, a certain player might do that, you know, nothing comes of it. But if Radley were to have done it, then something would have come in it, because he has that, you know, reputation for being Victor the Inflictor, right? You know, so yeah, I think he gets a bit hard done by sometimes with decisions. But yeah, you know, incredible player. I don't remember if he played Origin this year. I don't think he did, because he was suspended at the time. I'm pretty sure he was suspended. But yeah, you know, Origin player, Australia player, you know, if he's not already, honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but, you know, if he isn't already, he will be, because he's just he's a phenomenal. What he brings to the Roosters attack is, it's undeniable. Like, they are a different team when he's in that 13 jersey out on that field with them. Like, they genuinely are a different team, and it shows. Like, the games where he wasn't there, they struggled. The games where he was there, they destroyed teams. They decimated teams, right? So yeah, just incredible player. Again, future Origin star, future, you know, Australia star if he's not already. I don't remember. I don't think he played Origin this year, but again, that was probably because of suspensions. All right, and last player that we're going to talk about really is TEDESCO, James TEDESCO. In my opinion, I know obviously he didn't get the Dally M this year, but in my opinion, he is the best player in the NRL. You know, obviously, you know, Turbo had a stellar season. Don't get me wrong. He was incredible this year. He deserved the Dally M. There's no denying that. But, you know, Teddy has been at the top of his powers, at the top of his game for the past 3-4 years. Right? He is, he's a freak. Like, that's the only way you can put it, right? He is a freak of nature. He is insane. He's incredible. Just the things he does, like, you know, when he first got to the Roosters, he didn't have a passing game. He's developed a passing game, right? You know, when he got there, he was also a bit selfish, I would say, right? But, you know, again, like, he's really become part of that team, and, you know, and he still has those, you know, as well as being part of that team, he still has his Teddy moments where he'll just get the ball, break 6 tackles, and, you know, make a line break out of nowhere or something like that, right? You know, so yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, for me, best player in the NRL. There's really nothing else you could say about it. He's a freak. He's a superstar. Anyone that watches NRL, anyone that knows anything about NRL would say the same. You know, or would say very similar. People might argue that Cleary is the best because halfback is considered the more important position in the NRL. But yeah, for me, Teddy, best player in the NRL, best player for the past 3-4 years. He's insane. Right. And then, yeah, with the Roosters, you know, I could talk about so many players. Like, I could talk about Jarawira Hiranara, Crichton, you know, Tupanua. You know, there are so many players of the Roosters, they just have that good a squad. But, you know, obviously I'm not going to go into detail on all those players, because otherwise we'd be here for an hour. Yeah, the last people I want to talk about are the Morris twins. I love the Morris twins, not just because they played at the Bulldogs, but, you know, they've just incredible players, incredible careers. I hate that at the very least Brett didn't get to end his career on his terms. You know, he deserved better. Like, you know, phenomenal player. In my opinion, he is one of the, if not the greatest wingers of all time. Like, obviously, people will make arguments for, like, Andrew Eddinghausen and all that sort of stuff. I'm too young to have really watched and, you know, seen them play. So, you know, in my lifetime, personally, there hasn't been a better winger than Brett Morris. He just, you know, phenomenal player. It sucks that he couldn't end his career on his own terms. And then there's Josh, you know, played at the Bulldogs for, 6 years, I think it was, 5-6 years at the Bulldogs. I loved him there. You know, I loved him at the Roosters. I've always loved him. He was one of my favourite players growing up watching league. You know, he still is one of my favourite players. Yeah, just incredible player, hard worker, genuine nice guy. You know, I met him once or twice when I went to watch games, and yeah, he just, both of them just phenomenal people, phenomenal players, and you know, I wish them all the best in their retirement, because yeah, they are phenomenal players. All right. And finally, overall thoughts for the season. It's, you know, very close for me with the finish. I predicted them to finish 4th, just make that top 4 spot. Yeah, so, you know, finish 5th, very close with that. Second thing, yeah, you know, I sort of mentioned it before. If not for injuries to certain players, they are easily top 4, probably top 2 team in the NRL. Like, you know, you bring Keary back into that side, and it's a completely different ballgame. They have the, you know, and Jake Friend as well. Right, you bring those two back in, you know, they have the control around the ruck, they have the organisation in the halves, and then on top of that, they just have phenomenal players across the board, like, insane. Right, so yeah, injuries really cost them this year. The fact that they still did as well as they did, despite all these injuries to so many key players, is just a testament, again, to Robbo and their squad depth and what they've built. You know, the systems they've built in place, you know, incredible. Right. And then lastly, how long can they continue competing at such a high level? Indefinitely. Like, I think for the next 4 or 5 years at least. You know, they've brought in Brandon Smith, which is excellent for them. They needed a hooker now that Jake Friend's out. Brandon Smith comes in, fills that void. Keary's, 28, I think, turning 29 this year, or maybe he's turning 30 this year, so he's got another good 3 years in him. Right, with those 3 years, you can take that time to have him in 7, Walker in 6, get Walker to learn off Keary, so to then shift him into 7 and bring someone in 6, or keep Walker at 6 and bring in a new 7. You know, Teddy's only 25, 26. I think Teddy's 26, maybe 27. So you know, he's still got another 6-7 years of his career. Brandon Smith also 25, 26. You know, 6-7 years of his career. That's a spine right there, done. You know, done duster for the next 3-4 years. So they're just going to keep building. They're just going to keep getting stronger. And then, you know, with their pulling power, they will be able to bring in people off contract. You know, they'll be able to bring in superstars continuously. That's it. You know, they'll be competing at you know, I think they'll be a top 4 team for the next 4 or 5 years at least. Right? They're just that good. They genuinely are just that good. Right. But yeah, with that, guys, that's my Roosters review. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say with all these reviews, if there's something I should add, something I should remove, let me know. You know, I make these for a bit of fun, but, you know, obviously I make them for you guys as well. But, yeah, with that said, like I said at the start, you know, obviously just because I've started a new job and all that sort of stuff, it's just been very hard for me to get down to the fields or just to make these videos, right? But, you know, I've got a couple days free now. So, you know, hoping to get a couple of videos recorded so that I can, you know, just edit them throughout the week and upload them for you guys. But, yeah, with that one, guys, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, take it easy, guys, and yeah, have a good one.